Well, hello again, everybody. Thanks as always for watching my videos. I do appreciate it. Hope you've been enjoying them. And on this video here, I wanted to bring you some Arazoa fun. I did a video about the ticket abusers, and it was kind of a rant, and it seemed a bit negative. I think it's necessary, but I also wanted to highlight some of the great stuff that goes on in Arazoa Community Server, because it's not all bad. Like I said in the other videos, most of the time I have an excellent time on Arazoa. I really love the community. Overall, the community is very respectful, and we get along very well, and there's good sportsmanship overall amongst most players. So the other video that I had was highlighting some of the abusive players, and that does exist. It is an element, but I don't think it's indicative of what you're going to experience most of the time when playing on Arazoa. Most of the time you're going to have fun. So we'll start this video off by this territory contest. I saw this other Rex coming up when I was on the Giga body. It 3-called, I 3-called back, and then started positioning. On this one here, I do lead with the deep rumble because it was there at the body, and I kind of felt like I had a chance to just pop it and go in and fight. And then when they lead with the bone break right there, I knew right then and there I've got deep rumble, and they led with the bone break, so I know I'm going to win this almost right away. They're trying to reposition a little bit, get behind me, but probably a newer Rex player, but a good Rex player nonetheless. And they said GG, and it was all good. In chat, great sportsmanship and a good fight. They just 4-called and then left the POI, said GG's. That's how those should end. This is a great example of a perfect territory contest. I didn't know who these two players were at the time. I found out later I knew one of them, and it was a player that I've played against and with many times. Somebody that knows the rules, and somebody that is always a joy to fight against and with. So this was a great little encounter here. We territory challenged each other. I 3-called, they 3-called, and then we proceeded to fight. And this is Rex versus 2 Gigas is a really challenging fight. If you've got 2 Gigas that know what they're doing, like you do here, and a Rex that knows what he's doing, which I think I know a little bit about how to fight on a Rex. And so we just proceed to go through the fight. Now, because this is a territory challenge, we have to fight on the open field here. I can't, as a Rex in a territory, I can't back up to a rock or a wall or a cliff or anything like that, which is what I would want to do in a hunt. In a hunt, you're allowed to do that, but if it's a territory contest, you're supposed to control the territory. So it's my job now to force them out of the territory. And if I'm backing up against a cliff or a wall, well, that's kind of a defensive, passive position, and it's not an aggressive, controlling territory type position. So it's not realistic. So it's a good rule they have in place here. But you can see once I get the bone break on both of them here, and they realize that their time is over, they do 4-call, and they 4-call at the right time as well. A lot of players are, waiting too long to 4-call, but these two, being experienced players, they knew when it was the right time, because it was if they didn't, they were gonna end up dying. But you can exchange a bunch of bites here until you get one of them extremely low, and I got a number of bone breaks on them there. They're even biting each other a little bit, so he goes ahead and decides, you know what, I think we've had enough, let's just 4-call. So I noticed that they're both doing a good job. You see how they're both 4-calling, and they're both like backing up, and they're both being passive. That's how you should do it, because there's no confusion that way. A lot of times what will happen is one of them will continue to bite the Rex in the back while the other one's 4-calling, and they don't realize it, and so the Rex is just going to keep on biting and end up killing one of them. But you can see this one went really well. They both 4-called, they both backed up, they didn't, they both stopped attacking, and as you can see here, we all exchanged GGs in chat, and that's just a great example of that. That was a perfect Terri in my opinion. Win or lose, that was great. Even if I 4-called, that's the kind of battles that I like, because there's mutual respect, good sportsmanship, and that is the type of fight I usually experience here on Arazoa. This one here, look at this, there's a croc under the water right there. I didn't know it at the time, But there was, you can see him floating in the very back there, and he didn't attack this Rex coming up. And this was a really good fight, and this one was especially cool for me because this is a player royale with cheese that I have in another one of my other videos where they weren't. I didn't think they were playing with the best type of sportsmanship, but props to Royale with Cheese because she reached out to me and basically, said that she didn't, feel like that was the right way to go in that last video, and she learned from the experience, and she said she watched a couple of the videos and she's become a really good Rex player actually. And so this fight here, you can see the improvement. She waited to bait out the deep rumble. She didn't pop it right away, and then we kind of both exchanged bites, evenly matched, without deep rumble. She goes in with a really good strategy there to bone break me, and then turn around and pop deep rumble, which is a good move. But luckily I saw it, so I also popped deep rumble, and then we just continue biting. So we have even, defense, both with deep rumble. Now right here, she has a bit of an advantage, and I was worried because you see how she's up higher than me, and I thought for a second I was gonna lose this fight. I was about to four-call, but she ends up four-calling first, so I got the win on that one. But I'd say that was actually a pretty even fight, really. She just happened to four-call first, so good on her. But right here, look at this. This croc scares the heck out of both of us. I didn't know it was there but when I was actually in the fight, but it roars and I thought it was going to kill her, and I felt really bad. But luckily, it wasn't hungry or something. It didn't try to eat her, and she was able to get away. So that was an excellent fight, and so I wanted to highlight that one here. And just give Raw with Cheese props. I love players like that. I love fighting players like that. I love playing with players like that. And that's how everybody should be. We all learn from our mistakes and get better. And she's become a pretty cool, positive player and a good positive influence on the community. So I really appreciate that. I made a lot of the same mistakes when I was new, and I still make some mistakes even now. So I'm always learning, and the important thing is that we learn from our mistakes. And we get better and become better players and better people, and we're all kind and have fun together. So that's the video. I'll leave you off with this last Rex Giga territory challenge. This was another good one. Here I wasn't sure at first if they wanted to hunt or if they wanted to territory challenge, so I started positioning backwards a little bit to try to use some terrain advantage in case it was a hunt. But once they three-called, I knew it was a territory challenge, and we go ahead and have the territory contest. It was a lot of fun. It was another good one, all GGs at the end. On this one, they didn't end up four-calling. I think I chatted with them at the end of it in the Discord server, and I think they just said, yeah, just, we fight to the death or something like that, which is cool. I get it, I do the same thing. It's a good way to win sometimes, because sometimes other people will four-call early even if they're winning the fight. So it was a great fight, and I want to just leave you guys off with that one and say thanks again for watching my videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one as well, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.